2019, right before I graduated, I was able to reactivate my membership. And so I opted in to do that. But I only then spent 2 weeks as being an AKA on campus because I was about to graduate. And I remember after that, I had started to really get into my relationship with God at that point. And so when I did go back to the process to get reactivated, I felt kind of like a little indifferent about it. My eyes were kind of beginning to be open. And I remember saying, like, I don't want to recite these rituals and say these things again and bow down at this altar again, because it just didn't seem right to me. I still didn't know what I know now, but I knew it didn't seem right. And so that was in maybe like March or May. It was around that time in 2019. So fast forward to like maybe November, I'm out of college, living in Georgia, and I was actually a part of this community, and we were doing a fast. And this prophetess came up and she spoke about how Freemasonry wasn't of God. And she was like, fraternities and sororities aren't of God either, but y'all not ready for that conversation. And when she said that, I was like,
wait a minute.
Wait, you can't just say that and then just keep on skedaddling past it. Like, what you mean it's not of God? Well, like, what do you mean? And so at that point, my eyes really began to start being open. And I was like, okay, well, God, if this is not of you, do I need to be a part of it? So I remember telling God, okay, I will renounce to you and just still kind of be a part of the sorority, but not really tell people. And so I remember going through the process. I didn't really know what I was doing, y'all, but I just knew I was like, okay, well, God, I'm just going to renounce, because people say you got to renounce. And so like, I'll renounce to you. I won't really tell anybody anymore that I'm a part of this sorority, and I'll just keep it trekking. You know, the enemy always try to come and like intervene when you make these promises to God and stuff. And so a few weeks after that, I was invited to this AKA event. And I was like, okay, well, God, do I really want to go? I just made this promise to you. Do I really want to go? I opted in to go, and I was just going to kind of like just be there and just kind of be, you know, just there, just not really active as an AKA, but I got sucked in. And so now I'm throwing up my pinky, I'm chanting, I'm doing all the work of being an AKA. And I'm like feeling so convicted, because I'm like, oh my gosh, Lord, I told you I wasn't going to do this anymore. And now I feel like I broke my promise to God. And so fast forward, that's 2019. And so I kind of like just began to like dissolve my I guess my desire to be in the sorority, but I still wasn't going through the formal process. I kind of kept like tucking it aside. I was really good in this season of my life, and so just like tucking things away and just like kind of feeling like if I didn't deal with it, then it was like not really a thing that needed to be dealt with. And so the Lord started to use people to talk to me about denouncing. So I had this young lady who kept sending me DMs. She kept sending me DMs of videos about people denouncing, and I'm like, why is she sending me this? And I would randomly see denouncing videos pop up on my YouTube timeline, and I would feel myself getting like agitated. I was like, why is this popping up on my timeline? Why is this girl sending me stuff? I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. I'm not even looking up this stuff. It's just popping up out of nowhere. And so the first time the girl sent me the video, I never watched it. I literally remember saying, why did she send me this? I don't want to watch it. And so I did it. Like literally my flesh was rejecting. My spirit was interested, but my flesh was rejecting it. I was like, I'm not really ready to deal with this. And so she sent me the video. I ignored it. And then I remember one of my close friends told me she denounced. And I was like, whoa, like, okay, wasn't expecting that at all. She came from a family of Greek people. Her mom's AKA. So when she told me she denounced, I was like, whoa, okay, maybe I need to start paying attention to this. So then the same young lady that sent me the video to my DM asked me if I had a Facebook, because she wanted to send me a sermon. So of course I'm open to having a sermon sent to me. So she sends me the sermon, but I can say that the shift that happened in me in between the time from her sending me the first initial denouncing video and sending me the sermon was I began to get to a space with God where I really desired more from him. This is now 2021, and I'm now desiring more from God. And I'm desiring to grow deeper in my relationship with him. I'm desiring to, shed off things that no longer please him, no longer look like him in my life. So I really got to a place where I said, God, I want to love what you love and hate what you hate. I kid you not. Right after I said that prayer, this girl sends me a DM asking me about do I have Facebook to send me this sermon? So I was like, oh yeah, girl, send me a sermon. I love to watch it. So I began to listen to the sermon. I'm kind of minding my business, doing some work while listening. And I remember the woman of God that was preaching, the way she led up to the message, it was so captivating. I didn't know what she was about to talk about. And I was like, this is good. Like, where's she going with this? And then she started to speak about her husband being a member of Omega and how that opened doors for demonic spirits to come in their house through some of the paraphernalia that he had. And so I was like, oh Lord, like, what are you about to say now? Because at this point, I'm like interested in what she's talking about. So I'm listening to the sermon, and y'all, I began to get so convicted. And it's like everything that I did to actually join the sorority through the formal process came back to my mind. And I just started weeping. Wow. I started weeping and weeping and weeping. And looking back on it, I really feel like that was a form of deliverance with how heavy I was weeping. I was weeping so bad because I remember signing my name in the book that we had to sign our name in, bowing down at an altar. Some of the things we actually had to say and recite that was literally making a mockery of God, twisting his word to put in AKA instead of God and things like that. And so everything just came back to my mind, and I knew at that moment, I got to get out. I got to go. This is not pleasing to God. He's been trying to get me to see this, but because I was kind of like stubborn and being rebellious, because I told him I was going to leave, then I went back because I was like, well, I just want to tell people I'm involved, and you know, it'll still be okay. But it's like, no, daughter, this is not okay. And he began to show me how you cannot serve two masters. And you know, the covenant that you made with this sorority and the eternal spirit that's behind it, that we literally welcome in through some of the formal ritual intake process. This is making you be in covenant with them, and you're serving AKA and me, and you can't do both. You can't do both. God is a jealous God. He wants all of us